Joan Fountain is a 98-year-old medium and healer and one of the founders of the Sylvan Healing Sanctuary in London. I went to interview her in September of 2019. This is well before anybody had even dreamt about the pandemic. And what she predicted was startling. Listen to what Joan has to say about the catastrophe that were to fall upon humanity.
Well, you see, to bring in the golden age, shall we say, is there. But it can't come in while the world is in that disarray. So there's got to be this kind of upheavals, floods, earthquakes, boom, 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 breaking up what you call the world like that. A reason. The reason is for the benefit of mankind. Then, when all this settles and moves away, the golden age can come in. And when it does come in, my golly Moses, there's temples of the meditation, temples to be able to do astral traveling, temples for healing, temples for anything that a person's got a flair for. That will come in, making it so that it's a good world. But before it can come in, the old world, which is full of heavy matter, heavy thinking, it's got to be pushed away, but only by willing people to listen to the seed that's planted in them, for them to, shall we say, help to move the world or the planet around. But it's going to happen no matter what happens, because the earth, as you can see, there's floods, there's all these, what people say, awful things happening. But unfortunately, if they could only figure out in their minds, or you need someone to explain to them and say to them, look, this is what's happening. A new world is coming, but the old world has got to go. It's got to be destroyed. It's no good. So don't hang on to the old world. Say you don't like this, you don't like the earthquakes, you don't like that, you think it's horrible, horrible, but remember it's for a good reason, because all that's breaking up and going away, but the new world is there. And once the old world and all the prejudices and all the lower thoughts and the cruelty, all this will be pushed back to the golden age, where these wonderful souls, loving souls, will come in and they will start, shall we say, creating good, love, wonderful vibrations, making the world, the old world, far away. When I'm talking about people, I'm talking about now energies. The energies, the new energies coming in.
This is July 2021. We are in the midst of a pandemic, and I go to see Joan to ask her if she can predict, if she can prophesize when this pandemic might end, what lessons humanity can learn from these catastrophes, these difficulties, and if we are able to come out of this. Let us see what Joan has to say about that. 7th July 2021.
Yes.
You know, you and I spoke almost 2 years ago when I asked you about the future, and you said to me, Feroz, the world is going to be hit by catastrophes and other casualties for humanity. Can you say where we are today? Where is humanity today?
Because humanity had to go through this, it was a lesson for a turnabout, that they must know themselves more than they do, and to appreciate what has been given to them and to be aware of why they're going through the pressures that are invisible in the air. It is really a lesson as well, so that they are able to turn inward and look inward to themselves and then turn towards the light that is within themselves. Once they have done that and they have turned inward and they've connected themselves with light, humanity then can lift that light up, and then the pressure that they're going through then will disperse. But until then, it will remain.
And Joan, we've already been in this pandemic for a year and a half. People have changed, perhaps. Can you tell us how long it may be before we're out of this
Yes,
pandemic?
I can tell you that. And you're not to be excited by my words. But it will stop as long as mankind can lift themselves up a little higher mentality, spiritually, physically. Spiritually, most important, so he can turn inward. Now, once he turns inward, he then begins to realize that his responsibility now is to go on to a higher level. Now, once he realizes that, it will stop. But it will be a long job, a long time, because man always fights to let go. Man would never let go willingly, always hanging on to his beliefs and what he thinks is right. But the time will come when he will give in and realize that he's been wrong all the time. Now, when that happens, the higher energies are there. They'll come in and swoop up.
So are you suggesting that the time has not come yet?
No, no.
Are you giving us a timeline?
Yes.
Tell us how long it would be.
Time to think, time to go inward. This is what it's all about, making man turn inward towards the light, which it hasn't been done for a very long time now.
But Joan, I ask you again, do you know how long we'll be in this pandemic?
And again, I'm going to answer you. It depends on mankind. Once he's turned inward and realizes the situation, he will rise upward and it will end. But you've got to wait for a change of mind. And it will happen, of course, because mankind will be fed up with the conditions, and he starts then looking into himself and thinking, well, what's happening? Well, what can I do about all this? I'm fed up with it. And realization, we're waiting for realization to come to man.
So when you say man needs to turn inwards,
Yes.
What do you mean by that?
By going inward towards the light that's within his heart. The heart plays a big part of it all. And once he starts thinking, and the light that's there, and once he starts thinking, the light will start making him realize what is happening. But we wait for that to happen.
So when you mean turn inwards, do you in effect mean doing meditation?
Yes.
Being aware of
Yes.
aware of mankind,
Yes. Yeah.
being aware of
Yes.
compassion? Are you talking about compassion?
When you're in meditation and you are in deep meditation, your desire and your goal from your soul's point of view is to lead you upward. And it will always try to lead you upward. So I would say that if you have a belief in God, you have a belief in what you call faith. Faith plays a big part in your life. But once you've got these connections together and you lift yourself up on a higher energy, which you're able to do then mankind then will be able to, with the light coming from man himself, you will find you will disperse.
But do you see any signs of change?
No.
None whatsoever?
No, not yet. Man has got to learn more lessons yet, because man is not learning his lessons, not as quick as we'd like him to. But if he's, what I say, stay in this state of mind all the time, saying, I'm fed up with all this, whatever, I don't know. Some are ignorant, some know a lot about spirit, but those that know about spirit should be able to lift themselves on a higher level and teach the others what they can do to lift it. It's only by light can it be lifted.
So are you saying that people who know about spirituality, who know about meditation, should share these with other people, so they too can embrace this way of living?
And once others have got that same energy, it will lift, it will go, just lift. It'll be like a dark cloud, it'll just float away.
You've given us an idea that mankind needs this pandemic to change. Change to become more compassionate, to be more caring for humanity and for the planet. Is there any other message you'd like to give to people?
Well, the message I would give out is to question yourself and say, why am I here? Now, once you've discovered why you're here, your heart will tell you why. Listen to the heart, because the heart has got the spiritual message. The soul is in the heart, and the soul, through the heart of compassion, will lead people on a higher level. But it's going to change people's minds at the moment, because mankind has got to lift himself up onto a higher energy level, because they've been so depressed, so low-hearted. But they will find that little streaks of light will come, little holes there, make man think, why am I here? Why am I going through this? And then that's when the soul has got a chance to speak.
I remember you telling me that this catastrophe, this pandemic, was for the benefit of mankind.
To make him change. And mankind would go on in the same old way, but he had to have something revolutionary to upheal them. Mankind has had to go through this. Otherwise, he wouldn't listen. He'd go on his own sweet way. But because he's had this upset, this upheaval, tremendous to him, but the soul has a chance now to come to its own, because it's not what you call slapped down all the time. But now the soul has got a chance to lift up now. And when people realize that they have got the answer by the way they're thinking, and also to allow their soul, which will tell them what to do if they listen. The heart and soul has got a message, but we've got to listen here.
So you're saying listen and realize the truth of your existence. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
The truth of why humanity's role is in this world.
Yes.
And what is their role in this world?
And there had to be an upheaval to make man correct his way of thinking, which is happening.
And I hope, pray that once all this has passed,
Yes.
how do you see the world, the new world?
Oh, well, the new world is already there. It's already there. There's our world, the new world, but it's waiting. It's waiting for the revolution that is taking place now in our world. And they wait now until that's cleared of all negative, all what you call lower energies. Now, once that's cleared, the new world comes in.
But what is the new world?
And because there will be schools for this sort of thing, of healing, levitation, astral traveling. There will be a tremendous amount of things offered, waiting for us to lift the energies up.
So is that because the soul is going to be freer?
Oh, yes.
Is that the reason?
We are better people, compassionate.
But from a soul perspective, also your soul is better.
Oh yes, absolutely. And the soul then has got freedom to do what it wants to do and lead you into a much more higher frequencies. Spirit, that was dear.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it wasn't me, the spirit.